Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen. This is 2005 CSEC past paper question. For this class, I will be dissecting this question and try to help you to better understand how to approach this question and the requirements. So here you have, this is pretty much how the question set up. It's important to note that this is the old past paper question. Those are the days when technical drawing used to be more challenging. You were given 3 hours, 10 minutes for the exam. No, you're given 2 hours and 40 minutes. 2 hours and 40 minutes now for the exam. 2 hours and 40 minutes. For 2 hours and 40 minutes. Be that then most persons normally draw traditionally. Now you have computer aided design. So you have 30 minutes less. But the thing about it, then you have a choice to choose between two questions pretty much. No, you do not have any choice. So on every paper, you will see the cover page looking just like this. Everything here stated. And I will not be going through this as you have access to this past paper. All right, so this is the building drawing section. It says that this paper has 2 sections, working drawing and sketch and design, or 3D solid model design drawing. Answer 1 question from working drawing and 1 question from sketch and design, or 3D solid model design drawing. Candidates may use either traditional drawing method or computer aided design. So you have a choice. Then it was mainly traditional. Only a few schools was using AutoCAD then. It's recommended that you do not spend more than 2 hours, 15 minutes on this question. All right, so the first thing to do is to analyze a question. So looking on here, you will realize that figure 1. So quickly browse through figure 1, what figure 1 is. So this is figure 1. And figure 1 shows the outline for the floor plan. So this is pretty much what it is. So it's good to, look over the question first before you start to do any reading so you can relate to what the question is saying. All right, so this is the 2-bedroom, kitchen, garage, living, dining, balcony there. You have the choice to choose among 2 questions. So you would have to look at both questions and decide which one you want to do. First, the number, this is the condition, this is the problem. Figure 1 on the enclosed sheet shows the outline of a floor plan for a 2-bedroom residence. The building is to be covered with a hip roof. So the first thing you must know is what a hip roof looks like. That's the first thing. A hip roof looks something like this. So you need to know what a hip roof looks like. That's the first thing. So it's covered with a hip roof. That's the first thing you're given. Draw to a scale of 1 to 50 the full section AA to include foundation details, floor construction, wall details, roof details, and 3 vertical dimensions. That video that you just watched is the roofing detail. The roofing detail right there. The eave slash roofing detail that you have just covered. So, and this building is cut somewhere here. So this roof is cut round about here. Note it is not cut in the middle. It is cut somewhere there, and you're looking from this angle, So everything from here is discarded. Nothing here is important if you're doing this question. All right. The first part for this question. So let's draw. It's important, draw to a scale of 1 to 50 the full section. When they say full the word full here means that you must draw everything right through the building, through the floor, through the footing, through the footing, through the ring beam, the wall plate, your rafter, your overhang, your roofing material, be it plyboard, shingle, sheet, zinc, whatever it is that you're using up here. All right. So this is a full detail. I think you also cut through a window and a door, which we will check. So you would add those as well. Here would have been our adapter for a foundation, and our different layers would have been here. So the full detail on this, we'll then decide how this roof should look. All right. Well, this is pretty much what the full details should look like. All right. All right. So the roof, the foundation details, encompasses everything below the ground level. So this would be your foundation details. And for your foundation details, you would have things like you would have your reinforced reinforced concrete slab, which would be the flooring. You would have your sand binding and your screed. You'd have your hard core, and you'd have your footing. Yeah. So the footing here, the reinforced concrete continuous strip footing. This piece right here, this section here is 200 thick. Here is 200 by 600 wide. 600 wide. So that would be that. 600 by 200, right? The hard core, which is the layer, which is in line, the hard core is normally one layer above, is normally in line just above. The bottom of the hard core is normally in line with the top of the ground level. So you normally, no, sorry, yeah, well, no, the hard core is normally in line with this. So this would be hard core. So you would use the hard core to bring the hard core along with your rocks and the earth to bring the floor up to the level of the ground level. And then you would use your concrete. So the concrete typically is on top of the hard core, or it's above the floor level. Yeah. Below the floor level, we have the earth. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we need to establish these. So this hard core here would be here, which is 150. The slab or the concrete floor is 100. We have the screed, which is above, and sand binding, which is above the concrete. What the screed is basically a thin layer. Typically, when they slab or when they spread the concrete, normally when that hardens, it is normally not very smooth. There are times when you have dry spots, you have rocks, stones, or aggregates protruding out of it. So they normally, sometimes it is not also very level. So the screed is pretty much rendering a smooth, very thick, smooth layer that they apply to ensure that everything is nice, flat, and consistent. All right. And this, well, the sand binding and that would have been under that. All right. Above the screed, you would have your tiles. Your tiles are your wood flooring if they're using that. So those are the layers that you would need to be familiar with. Have your tile here or your flooring material, whatever that is. It could be carpet, it could be hardwood, it could be tile, etc. So we would have covered the flooring part of it. That would have been that. Now, we also have the height to finished floor, the height of finished floor to top of ring beam. This basically is the distance from here. So here would have been a finished floor. Finished floor is there. Finished floor to here, to the top of the ring beam. This is basically a height, the ceiling height. Yeah, this is basically a ceiling height. So in cases where you have your ceiling would be here. So this would be your from floor to ceiling basically. This would be 2,800 or 9.5 feet. All right, 9 feet, 9.25 feet, pretty much. So that is that for that. Next thing they cover here is the external walls and internal walls. This is external walls are the walls that form the outside diameter, outside of the building. Those are external walls. And you will notice here that they have this plaster. The plaster is